Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome back to my channel. So today I am talking about why my daughter does not use a pacifier.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden.
So I want to preface this by saying, if your child uses a pacifier, that is great, that is awesome. I do not have a problem with it. You know, it's just like, as a parent, there's so many decisions we have to make, and this one we made for no pacifiers. And you know, who's to say if we have another child, I might be like, oh my gosh, this child needs a pacifier, the baby's always crying, you know, who knows, maybe even I could go for pacifiers. But there's a couple of reasons why we chose not to, and I'm just gonna go through them now, like as if someone said, Michelle, why does Ellie not have a pacifier? These would be the reasons I would say. So the first thing and the biggest thing, and pretty much if this was the only reason, this would be enough for me. So like when baby is born, you want to learn like what's wrong when they cry, like are they hungry, are they tired, do they need a diaper change, things like that, right? But if the baby always has a pacifier in his or her mouth, then they might not be crying, they might not be anything, you know, until it's like super bad, like until they're super hungry or super uncomfortable, then they might like finally start crying, right? But I wanted to be able to pick up on like the smallest like little you know, like maybe they made like a little sound or like anything, you know what I mean? I wanted to just totally be able to read my baby and not be giving them something literally to pacify them. Ugh, bug. So if my baby was starting to get uncomfortable or hungry or something, I wanted to know, you know, like yeah, I feel like a pacifier would just kind of be like masking the problem. If like there was an issue going on, I feel like the baby could just look normal and like totally peaceful and fine, when really maybe they were starting to get hungry or like things like that. So I think you get my point. It's just like I wanted to learn my baby, you know, especially in the beginning, and kind of like get to know. And also I didn't want things to get so far gone, like the baby's uncomfortable level, to where it was just like so hard to get them to stop crying, you know. I wanted to be able to like, oh, I think the baby might be getting hungry, she's starting to like fuss, or you know what I mean. So I think you get the idea. The second thing, and it's the second biggest reason, is you have to take it away later. So like say you're using the pacifier and say the baby just absolutely loves it. I mean, there comes a point where you have to take it away, right? And this is kind of what happened with my niece. She really liked a pacifier, you know, things like this, and then it's getting to the point where my brother and sister-in-law, they're kind of wanting to take it away, you know, and it's something I didn't want to have to go through or put my baby through. So I figure, you know, if they just never got attached to it in the first place, then maybe that could be better. It kind of goes along with why I do elimination communication, cloth diapering, and diaper free time, is so it makes potty training easier. I feel like potty training and taking away a baby's pacifier are two like really difficult things, so I'm just trying to lessen the blow for those on my part. Okay, and the next thing is, I don't know, I haven't like done research on this, I will admit that, because you know, like for me it was I already decided no pacifier, so I didn't like really need to do more research on it to like sway me one way or the other. That's why I didn't bother researching it. But like so I have a Bachelor of Health Science and a Master of Education, and so I was just wondering, like, you know, I wonder if a baby always has a pacifier in their mouth, would that delay speech? I mean, think about it. Act like you always had something in your mouth. You're gonna what's it called? Default to like hand motions or like pointing or just like like, you know what I mean? If something's in your mouth, you're not gonna like try to really talk or things like that, right? And for me, like, speech for a child is very important, and talking, like, that's, you know, a huge milestone and it needs to be reached, and I do not want to do anything to delay that, you know what I mean? But that's all I'm going to say, because like I said, I haven't researched that. If you're kind of on the fence about pacifier, no pacifier, that might be something you want to research. Crooked teeth, right? So here is these little babies getting new teeth, you know what I mean? And I think, should not want to make them crooked. So, again, I don't know if they could make them crooked or not, but I figured just in case, I didn't want my baby to have a pacifier in case it could, you know, affect how the teeth were coming in or anything like that. But I mean, my baby is still breastfed, so you know, you could argue, well, that same sucking is the same effect. So yeah, totally true. It might not even cause crooked teeth, you know, who knows. The other thing is, sometimes babies cry even with the pacifier. So it's like, okay, if the pacifier was like some miracle thing that could stop the baby crying, and it does that to your child, okay, like, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool, right? But I've noticed some children, they'll be crying even with the pacifier in their mouth, and it's like, I'm giving you this, you know, and you're still crying. It's like, what's the point of it then, kind of, right? And then the other thing is, so like, if you take the pacifier away and they're like playing, having fun and stuff like this, totally fine, and then they see the pacifier and then they're like, start crying for it and want the pacifier, and it's like, I don't know what that means to me. It's like, you were totally fine without it, you know what I mean? But then you saw it and wanted it. It's just like, I feel like that means the child didn't need it in the first place, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's all the information I have. Like I said, this is just if someone's like, Michelle, why does Ellie not have a pacifier? That's what I would say. You know, I wanted to be able to pick up her cues. I don't want to have to go through the trouble of trying to take it away later. I don't want to possibly delay her speech. I don't know if it would maybe affect crooked teeth or not. I don't know if it will cause that. Sometimes they cry even when they have it, and it's interesting to me that sometimes they could be fine without it, but then they see it and then all of a sudden they want it again. So yeah, those are my reasons. If you give your baby a pacifier, that is awesome. I'm not saying you should not give your baby a pacifier. I'm saying this is why we don't give our daughter a pacifier. So it might just be something interesting for you if you're, you know, like a mom-to-be or something, just something for you to think about, which way you want to go with that. Yeah, there was one time we were at a wedding and we had the pacifier ready for our baby in case she started crying, but she didn't really take the pacifier anyways, so yeah, I don't think my baby would have really liked it anyways. But yeah, that is everything I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, please let me know. And like I said, I am not saying this is like what you should do or anything like that, just giving you something to think about. I love all babies, pacifiers or no pacifiers. Trust me, they are all super precious, and can't we all just agree how adorable babies are? But yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.